Non-Americans, does your culture have old-fashioned dog names like we do in America, such as Fido, Rex, Spot, Rover, etc., and what are some? In Singapore, male dog, boy boy, female dog, girl girl were not a creative people. Snotty, Smur, Voodie Iceland. Australia has Dusty, Sheila, Max, Dog and Bluis. Pochi and John serve this purpose in Japan, but much like Spot, they're pretty much only reserved for dogs that an author didn't want to spend any effort naming. You almost never see actual dogs named either. Edit, of these two old-fashioned names. Of course people name their dogs. Edit 2, yes really. John. It's foreign, short, and it was one of the most common names in the Meiji era. https www.mamalisa.com blog. Pochi is a generic dog's name in Japan like Spot, along with Pochi. Most of the others are still commonly in use and don't fit the old-fashioned criteria. Tuzik, Boblik, Russian, Sirko, Ukrainian. No one gives them to dogs anymore, but they are still used in pet-related jokes. Fenton. Fenton. Fenton, oh Jesus Christ, Fenton. UK. Firle in Mexico. Indians, Modi and Hira, Pearl Diamond. There's also Sheru, Tiger. Musti, Blackie. Finland. It's considered a classic, but I've never actually met a dog with that name. In Ireland, the typical dog name is Bran after the legendary hero Fionn McCool's hound. Rover is also an old one. Tie, top of my head, Dong, spots, tube, for floppy-eared, Oon, fat, Foo Foo, fluffy, Tungshern, bag of silver, Tung Tong, bag of gold, and a lot of times we just call them by their colors like Dumb for black, Dang, red, for orange-brown, or Cow for white. Bobby in Portugal. Swedish kindergarten kid to other Swedish kindergarten kid, are you a boy or a girl? I don't know. What is your name? MNSO, then you're a cat. Well, in Chile there's a lot of dogs named Cholo or Cholito, which is a word meaning mestizo, mixed race or crossbreed in English, so it's a name given to most strays, or even just a term to refer to strays in general. There's also a law called Ley Cholito made for responsible pet ownership inspired by a dog who was named that. Also, personally, I've met a lot of dogs named Black and Negro. Hell, I've got 2 pets named Negro myself. Edit, yes, also Kashupen. In Germany it's mostly Bello, but I have also seen lots of Blues lately. Edit, there are lots of other typical German dog names in the comments. Firle in Spanish, not sure if Mexicans use it exclusively. Balo, Lessie, Albania. This will probably get buried, but, Zimbabwean here. From The Lion King we realize that a lot of people like to name their dog Simba. It's actually a name for human men out here. So I guess this is the opposite answer. Anyway, to answer your question, our common dog names are Shumba, Lion, Boki, no idea why, and Tiger. Those are the only few I can remember for now. Here in India, people usually give their dogs some Western-sounding name. This is because only rich people used to own pure-breed dogs and they would give them fancy names like that too. But some old-fashioned names do exist, like Karopi, means Blackie, Tiger, Raja, King, Tomi, Mani and so on. The Karopi name is usually given to black dogs, obviously. It's a very common name. It's a bit somber. But here's a song where they sing about a dog called Karopi that was killed for caste reasons. https u2.b59q78, great question, op. In Hungary, we have Mers it means crumb, and Buxi, it means head. Common one for France is Metter. Rixio, Fafik, Poland. Lucky, Baby, Snowy, White Dog, Blackie, Black Dog, Xiao Bei, Little White, Xiao Hei, Little Black, is extremely common. 'Cause we Chinese like the simple English names and telling it like it is. PS was not trying to be racist, apologies in advance if I offend. Edit, I noticed that all the Chinese names for dogs are almost all either A, color related, or B, luck related. The reason for B is cause of the Bazi, or 8 characters, because we Chinese are superstitious as hell, feel that you need to give a lot of meaning in naming a baby or a pet. It sort of sets your whole life's journey, like for example getting rich or wiser when you get older. And A is maybe cause they just basic, lol. In Croatia really old ones are Garo and Zuo, maybe Ricky and Floki. Rex and Aron I hear a lot nowadays, maybe Luna and Max. But people are getting more creative. Smile. Japanese is Pochi. Also I work at a vet clinic and there are way too many small white dogs named Lucy. And they're always mean. Uganda, Simba. Italy, Fido. httpsn.wikipedia.org Wikifido dog. New Zealand, all dogs are named Jim. Kvik, which kind of means fast, smart, sharp, is one. Boss, which doesn't really mean anything though. However, my family is from Mama, basically the Danish Jersey Shore, and I've noticed that basically every Chihuahua, and boy are there a lot, is named Chico or Coco, and a couple Chanel. A dog trainer friend of mine had a conversation with a Persian man about differences in how dogs are treated differently in Persian versus American culture. The Persian man said to him the biggest difference was that Persian dogs were given pragmatic names to tell them apart, not cutesy names like in America. He gave his dog's name as an example, can't remember what the actual name was, with a lengthy explanation about what the name meant. It came down to basically, it's hard to translate, but it means he has a distinctive mark on his fur. It's nothing like American names. My dog trainer friend burst out laughing and said, "Spot. Your dog is named Spot." Indian here. Every third dog is a Tommy, Jimmy, Brownie, Snowy, Snoopy or Scooby. The fact that the name Rex made it to my rural village in Kenya, it must be a legendary one. Bello, but that's the ultimate dog named Cleesh. Also Waldo, but only for a dachshund. Germany. My mom's German and our cat was Muskie. Korea Baduki, Spotty, and Nurungi, yellowish doggy, are real old school. More recently Poppy is stereotypical puppy name, and even more recently all sorts of coffee names, mocha etc. Side note, one possible translation of the name Cerberus, the three-headed dog who guards the gates of Hades, is spotted. So the most fearsome dog in mythology is named Spot. In Hungary we have Chibs, Rascal, Merzsamorci, Crumbs, Fick, Gilad, CZR, Caesar, Botry, Girly, Edit, Bulky, no particle or meaning, THXU, Fles, one with, big, ears, THXU just a big clump of cells. In Singapore the old-fashioned English names at the local adoption agencies tend to be based on their appearance, like Brownie, incredibly popular for the local brown mutt, Blackie, Snow, and Mandarin-speaking families also tend to go with Xiao Bei, Little White One, Xiao Hei, Little Black One, Mau Mau, Fluffy, and so on. I unfortunately don't know the trends for Malay or Indian-speaking families. Also popular are names like Lucky, Happy, Benji, and Max. Flows, JIP, Jim, Jess, Sam, Bud, Lad, Molly, Molly, ROI, Nell, Champ, Pero Welshedit, Thought of More Solly, Flay, Kelt, Jet, Saren. In Israel it will be Rocky. Everyone called their dog that in the 80s. In Croatia, we mainly just name every animal Fifi. Sharo, Bulgaria. Nantes, Britain. In Poland, Burek, Rickshaw, Azor. Australian Hairduka is the most appropriate for a sheepdog. I think in Persian they don't have names for the dogs. The only things I've heard Persian dogs referred to as is hey, come here, and whistling. But in Persian and Muslim culture, dogs are seen as dirty and only farmers are supposed to have them for herding sheep. Not me. The dog name in Germany is Bella, which would be Barco in English. Lamau, what kind of question is that? Do you think only Americans have old-timey names? Second part of the question is all it should have been. In Hispanic cultures we tend to call dogs Firule. Firulais, very common generic dog name. My grandma has 3 dogs named Firule 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Fenton. China has Wang Wang, which is the equivalent of Woof Woof. A lot of dogs in Cuba are named Campion. Champion. A dog name I hear a lot in Britain is Buster. My nan had a dog called Buster, my friend has a dog called Buster, may just be me. Poggy. It means handsome in Tagalog, but pussy in Korean. This has led to some awkward conversations at the dog park. In Paraguay, if you don't know a dog's name you always call it Firule, and Michi for cats. Fenton.